right, let's get started with the database installation. So here we have the Windows installer for Oracle 19c, and we have extracted that installer to a folder DB home. And in that folder, there's the setup executable, which we run as administrator. That launches the installer. So we keep the defaults here in the first screen. Then we leave the default desktop class. The virtual account is just fine for our purposes here. So default again, click next. And now for the Oracle base folder. We're setting the same DB home folder, and we change the global database name just to something simpler, ORCL. Set the password for the system users. Make sure you note that down, and we don't create a container database. It's a simple sandbox. Keep things simple here. And next. Okay, it doesn't like the Oracle base folder. It can't be the same as the software location, obviously. So let's make that different. Let's call it, well, just Oracle. So that should be fine by then. And it does some prerequisite checks, making sure the machine is ready. And it is, so we can proceed to install. And that's quite a lengthy process, so we have been speeding this up. And at the end, you see this message with the Enterprise Manager URL. So the database is installed and should be up and running, a database instance. So let's check with the Windows services real quick. We have several Oracle services now on this Windows box, including the Oracle service ORCL, named after the database, which is the database service. And it's automatic start, and it's just perfect for our sandbox purposes. Okay, so next step is the Windows 32-bit client for Oracle 19. Again, we have downloaded the zip file from Oracle, and we extract that zip file to a folder on the C drive. Let's rename that folder. So it's important to install the client after the database if you do it on a single machine. So this will put the path to the client, to the 32-bit client, in front of the database path, so to speak. And of course, first we have to run the setup for the client as well. So here's the client installer. And we keep defaults again. Change the base maybe to something more exciting, like Oracle Client. Okay, it does complain, but that's okay. So we say yes here. And again, there's a verification of prerequisites. And here we go, ready to hit install. And again, we're speeding this up here, just fast forwarding. So the installation was successful. Now let's verify it. So we have a database home, and that database home has in the network admin folder, it has a tnsnames.ora file, which we can open and grab the database description for our future Siebel database. That's the last entry here, ORCL. So let's copy that. We only need that entry really. And copy to the clipboard and then go to the client directory where you install the Oracle 32-bit client, go to network admin and create a tnsnames.ora file. And into that file we paste that ORCL description. Service. So now the client can reach the database, and we test that by just calling SQL plus on the command line with the sys user using the password you provided at ORCL as sysdba, and if you get a connection there, we're just good to go. Let's do a TNS ping to ORCL, but check out the 32-bit mention here. So that's the correct client, and that's all we need to know. The database and client ready. Great.
Hi, it's Richard.
And I'm Alex. Welcome to the Siebel Hub Learning Experience.
Get ready for Siebel 22 with the most up-to-date modular training course available. Learn more with clear, precise instructor presentations.
Team 2 has a mid-level release they want to push to integration test and then incrementally migrate that content to the test database.
Learn better with comprehensive exercises and demonstrations.
Now the next step to be executed is the business service, and we can click Simulate Next. This executes the business service, and we can inspect the output in the workflow process data panel.
Learn faster with high-quality course materials. Go to SiebelHub.com and start learning today.